In this episode, David reveals the musical minds he'd love to reason with, speaks on audience reactions, and the deep meaning of being honored by your own people. From the stage to the soul, this one's full of stories.
If you could sit down for a musical reasoning with any three people, living or gone, from any genre or culture, who is at that table and what are you talking about first?
I was always intrigued by Thelonious Monk. You know, he's a man that always on the edge of madness too. when he plays, you know, it's like he's seeing things that other people ain't seeing. You know?
Right.
So that's one. I think maybe Stevie Wonder.
Why are you bringing Stevie to the table?
Well, we kind of similar in the sense that both on the same time, same horoscope. Taurus. When he had a blindness, I had polio.
Right.
And my first record label was Blackbird Music. And his first record label was Badbird Music. You know, so I always look at that.
So you have a kind of cosmic connection there.
I sang at the Antigua one night. I was there, and it was his birthday. I sang, you know, "Happy Birthday to You."
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a moment with me.
Right.
Yeah.
And you still have one space available at the table.
Maybe Shaggy Otis. I kind of understand it now, but the first time I listened to Strawberry Letter 23,
Right.
I see, this is different. This is interesting and different, you know.
Right.
And he turned out to be like a this personality too.
Okay. And you know, so you have this nice foursome at the table. What's the first thing you're gonna talk about?
I try to get mom to sit down. Because you know, we used to just go in a circle. Like that's six cycle of just around. Shadow had that same kind of principle.
Right.
And I was going to say Shadow too, but then Shadow and I had numerous reasonings. So you know, I go beyond Shadow, but that we had to probably get mom to sit down first. Ask him kindly to stop spinning around.
But you're talking about him spinning around physically or musically?
Music, both of them.
Both.
Both of them. Physically, that's it. Wrong. But when he steps on the piano, he had the bass kind of touch the notes with a long finger. You know?
But you had a little bit around in calypso music too, huh?
Well,
Then you said wrong.
because I believe life is everything is a cycle in life. Everything. You know, people say it's God. You know, but it's a cycle.
Yeah.
Every single thing in this world is controlled by that cycle. You have good days, bad days, good parts of the year, bad parts of the year, by rhythms, you know. Everything in life. I always feel that if you're going through some bad times, a good time is coming on.
Yeah.
You know. I'm feeling it right now.
I imagine that is one of your philosophies, you know, that because you obviously have a spiritual side,
Yeah.
you know, and I imagine that plays into that.
Yes. I think that the spirit was reached that day now on the stage in Belmont RC School. That's what I was trying to describe what I was feeling. I was saying peace. I felt a peace. But there's more than that. That was the spirit. That was the cycle started.
Right. So you've been honored by institutions across the Caribbean, you know. When you get these kinds of recognition, do you feel more or seen more as an artist, a patriot, or something else? What is the feeling when you get this recognition?
I just feel that I do some work and the people correct my homework. You know? The man in the street say, thanks for that song. to right here. And somebody up high to say, this is not a recognition for what you've done. It means that the people of the whole, up and down, high up and low and low, correct with papers.
Distinction, I dare say.
Distinction.
Nice. Of all the stages you performed on, was there ever a moment with a Caribbean crowd that made you feel especially rooted, like the land itself was listening?
Every time. Every time. Sometimes some people listen more than others. But someone always comes away with something, you know. And especially of the islands.
Yeah.
When they see you, and when they tell you, oh, the show, they say, the show is good, you know. They say, you see when they say to say what about the man, back it's black. Back in the days, black men in the face was in the back. And they started recite the whole song for you.
Right.
You know, like that's how much they just absorbing not just the music and the lyric. So, you know, that feeling is it's always good.
And you get that through the region.
Through the region, yeah.
Nice. And how you compare, I guess, the regional reaction to the international reaction?
The international reaction, the thing I enjoy about witnessing that is that if it's a place where the minority is the Western Caribbean people, every time the majority watch and see what the Caribbean people are doing, before the show is done, they do it too.
Right.
You know? So you say, our next one be back. You don't get pips for going on there and advertising the country. You know? But we do it every time we step on stage. When people come to China and say, we saw this guy living with Marshall Montana or something. You know, you have to come to this place.
And you're still carrying it. You have a Trinidad shirt on right now.
Yeah.
Where is the most remote or maybe out of the way place you've performed and had a reaction that shocked you?
Maybe Japan. Japan. You know, the Japanese take time out to write. They take the lyrics and write the chant because the Japanese. And they come in and say, 1990, my heart and soul. You know, or the hand was that, you know, this kind of thing. Alright. I didn't expect that, you know. And then recently I saw a young Japanese wrote the lyrics of Buy Again, right? But the thing about it is that every Baptist kind of
right.
They write every single one. I said, I understand why, you know, these guys could like get pressure and bounce back and like a world power and take flat, you know.
Yeah.
Something else.